Good evening, everyone. This is BremSter, and today I'm coming to you with a puzzle called Bootstraps by rockratzero. I've done a couple of rockratzero puzzles recently, partly because of the release of the Modular Dutch Workshop Pack, which was released a couple of weeks ago, and for which rockratzero and I are taking donation or making donations for each person who submits a solution code for of at least 3 of the puzzles to my solution code email address, which is basically the email address of my channel listed below. All of the details are below. If you grab the Modular Dutch Workshop puzzle pack, which is posted. The details have been on most of the videos I've done for the last couple of weeks. Solve at least 3 of those puzzles and submit. Then rockratzero and I will donate 50 cents each. Up to a maximum of $50 each, up to a cancer research charity in our respective countries. And it's weird. I don't know what to say about this. Normally, when I turn around and say you'll be in the chance to win a pack of puzzles or a book of puzzles or something, I get dozens of people who submit entries. I turn around and say we're going to donate to cancer research, and there's just this null silence. And I'm not sure what the difference is. I would have thought people were solving for the puzzles rather than for the prize. Yeah, very strange. Anyway, please, just, yeah, please, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Anyway, so yeah, rockratzero has done some amazing puzzles in the past, and I'm expecting this one to be no different. This one uses one of my favorite constraints, and a constraint I'm not that familiar with. So we will see how this one goes. Um, so down below there'll be links to all sorts of stuff as well, to the Puzzle Plaza Discord server, to my Patreon, which you can now join for free. You won't see everything for free if you join for free. The people who support me will still get the occasional sneak preview of something or anything like that, but any puzzles will come out for free. That's for I've never the only puzzles I've released as paid previews that have not come out for free at some point on my channel or something have been ones where I turn around and said, I've made this puzzle, I think it's okay, and it was terrible. It was just a bad puzzle, so I never released it. But the I can't even remember what I was saying. I'm having a day. It's been a day. The thing with doing daily content and working a full-time job is sometimes you have a really terrible day and you still kind of got to record. So that's just the way things are. So anyway, let's just look at the puzzle, shall we? Let's not get distracted. Links below. That's what I was talking about. So there'll be links below to where one of the links that I've got below is to a collections page. So where you can get packs. There's the Skunkworks free packs page, but I've also got a collections page on my Patreon, which is available for everyone, where I've posted all of the packs that have been announced on my channel. If you go to that collections page, anything I find out about, or anything I know about, or people have negotiated with me to post details of the pack will be there, available for free for as long as I can keep that page alive. So that's the plan. Yeah. Let's have a look at the puzzle. Bootstraps by rockratzero. So normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. Digits in shaded circles are odd, so I'm assuming that's these circles, even though they're related to other clues as well, because we've got double arrows. There are circles in the grid connected with lines. The sum of the digits in the circles is equal to the sum of the digits on the attached lines. Digits are allowed to repeat in circles as normally allowed by other rules. So what that's basically telling me is if I was to say those 2 circles are connected by this line. So if I was to draw, no, let's not, well, yeah, I could do it that way. But what I was going to do is I was going to draw a line that is connecting those 2 circles. Those 2 digits, now I'll go back to highlighting. These 2 digits here are going to have the same sum as those 2 digits there. That's basically what it's saying, because the 2 digits on the circle will have the same sum as the digits on the line connecting that circle. And the same is true for every one of them. Those two digits will have the same sum as those two digits. That will be the sum of those two digits. Those two will be the sum of those two. And those four digits will be the sum of those two. So that's the way it works, and the same as everywhere else. We also have quadruples, one of my favorite constraints, which is digits in a quadruple circle. Or basically the way it's been phrased here is quadruple circles are located on some cell vertices. The digits in the quadruple circles must appear at least once in the cells touching them. So there must be a 5, a 7, and an 8 in the 4 cells there. There must be a 6 and a 7 in the cells touching there. Not sure why they're backwards. This is very, very strange. And there must be at least 1, 2, and 2 in those 4 cells and at least 1 6. That's what we know. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer, and let's give this a shot. So the first thing I can see is there must be at least 1 6 in those 4 cells, but that 6 is taking 6 out of those, so there must be a 6 there. There must be at least 1 2 in those, but that 2 is taking 2 out of there, so there must be a 2 there. I'm doing my quadruple logic because why not? There must be at least 1 2 in here, but there can't be a 2 there, so there must be a 2 here. So 2 can't be in any of those cells because of the pointing 2. So there is a 2 in one of those. There'll be more, I'm sure. So 7 can't be in those 3 cells because it has to be up here, and it can't be in those 3 cells. So 7 is in one of those 3, but I don't know that that's helping me. 7 is also in one of those 3 for the same reason. 7 can't be in those or those. I don't think the quadruples is where I'm going to start. I think it's going to be I'm not sure how I'm going to start. I'm really not sure how I'm going to start. What's the trick? These lines are under, these circles are under a bit of pressure from these lines, but not as much as I might hope. Often with puzzles like this, and it's tricky when you're trying to communicate to an audience, you just need to sit there and go, okay, where's the pressure in everything? But when I'm trying to communicate and look smart on the internet, I'm not that smart, it can really cause you to go, things that make you go. So these two are the sum of that. So, and this can't be 7, 8, or 9. That cell sees 7, 8, and 9. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But this is the sum of 2 digits. So it's not 1 or 2. If it's 3, that is 1 and 2. But these are now from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which is a little bit interesting. Because 9... that is something. There must be a 1 or a 2 on this. If there's a 2 on this, it forces all of these 2s. And would put a 2 in one of those. And a 2 in one of those. But I'm not sure why that's a problem. I'm wondering if it's some weird combination of what these have a maximum sum of. Because... oh, that could get messy. Because these have a maximum sum of like 28. Because 7, 8, 9, and 3, which is 27. But I'm not sure what pressure that's actually putting on anything, to be honest. 6 is in one of those 3. Oh, I'm not getting this. What's the trick? So I can see that these, the thing with double arrows that make them tricky is while these have a minimum of 1, 2, 3, 1 with 2, 3, and this has a minimum of 2, so this has a minimum of 8, the maximums here are huge, and these could go as high as, what, 17? So I could go as high as 17 in those 4 cells. So I'm not getting the pressure. I can see 7 and 9 is a bit restricted down here, but not a lot. Like 7 can't go in any of those cells. 9 can't go in any of those cells. 7 is in one of those 2. Which means 7 is in one of those 2, actually. Which means 7 is in one of those 3. But again, not that helpful. There's a trick here I am missing. Because I haven't put any even digits onto these yet. Maybe this is an odd even. Let's try some odd even colouring, shall we? Because, oh, right. Oh, Lord. These are all odd. But that's 5 odd digits. So how could any of those, that means these are all even, which means I can't put 7 in any of those, and that is 7. These are now 3, 5, and 9. Let's do some odd colouring. Let's do some odd even colouring, shall we? Those are all odd. These are all even. See right there, that's also odd. Now, I've no idea if it's going to take me any further. But these are from 3, 5, and 9 now. But if they're 3 and 5, these would have to sum to 8. These would be 1, 2, 3. These would be 1, 2, 3, and this would be a 2. This would be a 3, this would be a 2. Hang on, that doesn't work. I can't make these 1, 2, 3 because those are 2 even digits. The minimum there is 2 and 4. So if it was 2, 4, 1, that's 7. That can't be a 1, that'd be a 2. These can't be 3 and 5. There is a 9 in one of those 2. That is not a 9. Okay, this is not 2, 4. This is 6 or 8. But this is only a 3 or a 5. So these 2 digits sum to those 2 digits, but that is lower than this. So that is lower than this. So if this was a 7, this would have a minimum of 13, which could be 5, 8. Okay. Oh, this 9 is looking up. That's not the 9. This is the 9. There is now a 3, 5, which puts 5 up here. That was important. I needed to look at the odd. That was right there. Why was I being so silly? Now these sum to 12 or 14. I don't know how to make that work. This is 4, 6, or 8. There is a 2 up here. There is a 2 on that. There is a 2 on that, which means there's a 2 down here somewhere. This is actually a fascinating puzzle, but I'm still not sure how to resolve it. I really am not sure how to resolve it. This sees 1, 2, 3, could be 4, sees 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. This is 4, 8, or 9 only. Now, if this is 9, these are the same digit, which would be interesting. There's going to be more tricks like that. Like only one of these digits can be odd. So one of those is even. So these are from 1, 3, 5, and 9. That's not 3. That's not 5. This is actually fascinating, and I'm not sure what to do. Oh, this 5. So these actually sum to 14, but this has a 2 on it. Oh, math. Math is terrible. This is 2, 4, or 8. And these sum to 14. Now, these are both even. So these have to sum to an even total. So these are either both even or both odd. Both even or both odd. Because this has to have an even total to get to 14. Now, if this is 2... if they're both odd, they're from 1, 3, 9. But that couldn't be 1 or 3. That'd be 9. This can't be 1, 3, 5, 7. Can it be... if this is 9, these would have to sum to 5, and that doesn't work. This is even, which means this is also even. Wow, that's stunning. Because this can't be 1, 3, 5, or 7. So this would have to be 9, which means, which is the sum of that. And then these would have to sum to 5, but I can't make 3 different digits sum to 5. The minimum is 1, 2, 3, meaning 6. And I've got 2 even digits as a minimum of 6. This would have to be a 0. That's really cool. And once those two are even, if that's even, this has to be even to get to 14. So these are from 2, 4, 6. How do I keep that down to 14? If this is 4, 6, these would have to sum to 4, which I can't do. So there must be a 2 in here, and I can't put the 2 there. This is the 2. These now need to sum to 12, which is 2, 4, 6. So there's no 8 there. This is from 2, 4, 6. This is... oh, hang on. And the 6 down here means that's the 4, that's the 2, that's the 6. There's no 6 in those, so that's the 8 and that's the 4. This is cool. There's a 6 in one of those because of the quadruple and the 6 looking in at it. That is stunningly cool. Do I know what to do with that? No. These are all odd now because 6 has to be in one of those, and I've got 2, 4, 8. So these have no odd possibility, even possibilities. Those are odd. This is 1, 5, or 9. Got to put a 1 and a 3 in one of those. This is amazingly cool. This can't be 5 or 7, so it's 1, 3, or 9. 5 in this row has to be in one of those two. I still feel I'm doing this badly. I know one of these has to be a 6, doesn't it? Does one of those have to be a 6? Yes, because I can only put one odd digit in here. So the others are all even. But I can only put one even digit in here because I've got 2, 4, and 8. So I can't put 2 even digits in here. So those are all even, and there is a 6 in here because that's the only even digit available. So these are 2, 4, and 8. That is not 2. That's, again, really cool. So these are now odd. This is going to be parity. The circles are going to come from parity, but I need to figure out what's happening at the other end of them. This can't be 2, 4, 6, or 8. This is odd. Because it sees 2, 4, 6, and 8. This sees 2, 4, 6, but it possibly could be 8. In fact, 8 in this is in one of those. 6 is down here. But I could put 6 there and in one of those, I think. I know 8 is down here somewhere. 6 is in one of those 3, which is not helping me much. 2 is... Oh, hang on. This 2 takes 2 out of those. So that's the 2, which is even. Now, that can't be 2, 4, 6, or 8 anymore. That is odd. That can't be 2. That could be 8. There is 8 in one of those. But this is a 3-7 pair because they see 1, 5, and 9. So this is a 3-7 pair. The 3 makes this 7 and this 3. Now, this can't be a 7 anymore because if this was 7, 7, this would have to be 3 and 11. That is not a 7. And that's not a 7, so this is now the 7. So these digits are 1, 8, and 9. There's no 9 in any of those. That is actually a 9, which is another odd digit. This is a 1-8 pair. But 3 and 9 is 12. So 7 and what makes 12? That's a 5. Which means that's not a 5. That's not a 3. That's not a 9. In fact, that's a 5. Where does 5 go up here, considering those are even? That's just 5. I was about to say this couldn't be 8, but it can't actually be, it can be 8. It has to be 8. Because if this was 2 and 1, this would have to be a -2. This is the 8, this is the 1. 8 and 2 add to 10, which means this is a 5, which means it's not a 6 or a 7. But what it does mean is this is now the 2-6 pair. Which means those are even, this is odd. See, at the beginning of the puzzle, it was like, how do I get traction on this? And all it required was me to think about this the right way. This 7 looks down, meaning that's not the 7, and this is the 7. And there are solvers out there who can look at a puzzle and immediately see the right way to solve it. I am not one of those. This is a 1-8 pair for the column. So we know what these are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are a 3-4 pair. Still don't know how to resolve those. I saw this and have done nothing with it. Now this is odd, which means this is not a 1. Now I've got to put 6 and 8. Well, there's no 8 there. So there's an 8 in one of those two. Now, I get the feeling that can't be an 8, but I'm not going to assume that, because these could be high digits. Now, this has got to be a problem, because this is 5 higher than this. So if this was even a 5, this would have to be a 0. So this has to be higher than 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, it can't be 7 or 8. This is 6 or 9. Now, if this is 6, this is a 1 to make the totals the same. And if this is 9, these are 12, and this is a 4. So this is 1 or 4. Wait a minute. This is 1. So across this row, we need 1, 2, 4, 8. So this is 1, 4, or 8, because the 2 must be over here. So this is 1, 4, or 8. And it can't be 8, because the 8 has to be down here. Why did I have the 8 having to be down here? Oh, because this 8 means that this is the 4 and this is a 2-8 pair. That's why. So this is a 1-4 pair. But this 1-4, if this is a 1, these have to sum to 10, which I could do with 9, 1. This is a 4, these have to sum to 13, which I could do several ways. Damn it. There might be a trick here that I haven't seen yet. There is a trick here I haven't seen yet, but I can't tell you what it is because I haven't seen it yet. Two's not in those. No, that's not it. 6. 6 is in one of those. So I know 6 is actually in one of those 3. Because where is 6 in this column? It can't be in those and it can't be in those. Five. Oh, hang on. 8 is up here. Once I put 2, oh, hang on. No, there's no 2 there. I was seeing the pencil mark. So this is 5, 7, 8. I don't know what the other digit is. I know it's not 6. That's 2. It's not 2, 4, or 6. So it's another odd digit. So it's 1, 3, or 9. If it's 1 or 3, they're up there. If it's 9, it's down there. So hang on. Oh no, but I can still put 8 in lots of those places. Oh, where's 2 in this row? I don't have a 2 in this row. I can't put it there because of the 2, 8. This is actually a 2. Which means 2 is down here somewhere. These are 6, 8, and 9. Which means 3 is in one of those 2? Yes. So is it this? Well, this is 8, 9. I've blown the total. So there is a 1 in one of those. And not in both. So it's either 1, 8, meaning these are 9, which would be 3, 6, which is possible, or 4, 5, which is not. So this is 3. If this is 1, 8, this is 3, 6. If this is 1, 9, this would be 3, 7, which is not possible, or 4, 6. Either way, that's a 6. That's cool. And this is 1, 3, or 9, and it's not 3. So this is a 1, 9 pair. Oh, that's cool. So this is a 1, 9 pair, meaning this is the 3. There's no 6 over here. Take the 6s out, BremSter. This is a 6, which is even. Now I know the total of this line. This line sums to 9. So this is the 1. This is the 4. 1 is odd. 4 is even. This now has to sum to 11. No, 13. It sums to 13. So if this is a 1, this would be a 12. This is not the 1. 5 would go with 8. 9 would go with 4. I can't put 9 there because I need a 4 there. There is no 9 there. Okay. I'm getting some of these resolved. Some of them. 1, 9 pair, 2, 8 pair. Oh, what's the trick I've missed? There's no 3 here anymore. There's no 4 there anymore. This is 1, 3, 7. So this is 1, 3, or 7. This is 1, 3, 7, 9. Now this is 1, 3, or 7. But this can't be a 7. Because the maximum this could be, this is either 6 or 7 as a total. If this is a 7, this would be a 4 and that'd be a 0. This is not the 7, which means in this column, this is the 7. That's cool. Now, if this is 3, 3, this would have to be 1, 5, which it can't be. Because if this is 3, 3, these would have to sum to 6, which would be 1, 5, which it can't be, or 3, 3, which it can't be. So this is actually the 4, and this is the 3. Now, the 3 is odd, and the 4 is even. Now, these sum to 7, which is either 1, 6, or 3, 4. Which still isn't fully resolved. Still, now I've got to put a 9 in one of those two. This is so cool. This 7, of course, means that there's a 7 in one of those two. Is it this line? Because these digits are 1 different from each other. Yeah. If this is 9 and this, hang on, other way around, isn't it? If this is 8 and this is, no. If this is 8 and this is 9, then this line sums to 12. But there's a 9 and these cells here would have to sum to 3. And that doesn't work. How do I make those 4 cells sum to 3? Well, those two would have to sum to 1. If this is 9 and this, if this is 8 and this is 9, I've got a math problem. Because 12 and here I've already got 11 and that's broken. So this can't be an 8. This is the 9 and this is the 8. So that becomes blue, that becomes yellow. That makes this the 5, which of course I know there's math I can do down here. I'll come back to it. These sum to 13, which means this is now the 8, which is even. This is not the 5. It's 1, 3, or 9. Now, this math. This is 10, but this is 13. So these have to sum to 3. So they're a 1, 2 pair. But I can't put the 2 there. That's the 1 and that's the 2. So this is even and this is odd. And I want to confirm that math again. 2, 4, 5 plus 8 is the same as 4 plus 9. That is absolutely correct. Now, this triple maybe? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 6, and 9. Well, there's no 4 there. There's a 5 in one of those two because 5 is looking down into this quadruple. It's probably this, you know. This is probably under more pressure than I can see. Like, there's no 4 there. Could this still be 3, 1, 2? Possibly. Six is no longer there. This is the 6, which is even. I don't know that the even and odd is helping me much anymore. Well, actually it is, because it just showed me that that's a 4. Because I saw it because I was counting evens and odds. These are now both odd, and there's 7 and 9, but I can't put the 7 there. That's the 9, that's the 7. Looking at the even odd colouring does help me if I actually look at the even odd colouring. This is now a 5, 8 pair. So these, well, hang on, that's not a 9 anymore. These are 1, 3, and 6. 1, 3, and 6. So there's no 3 there. The 1, 3, 6 looks across, making that the 9. And I know what these are. Well, they're all odd. And they are 1, 3, and 7. The 1 and the 7 looks up, making that the 3. So there's no 3 there. The 1 here looks up, making that the 7, and that the 1. Which means, not what I thought it did, because I've already got the 1 in box 7. I said, the 1s are looking down, but this one is in box 7. It's just because it's on this clue. I kept thinking it wasn't. But that would have been wrong. These are a 4, 6, 9 triple, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are a 4, 6, 9 triple. So that does, there's no 9 there, there's no 4 there. So I know what these are. I've got to put a 3 in them. So this is a 3, 5 pair, which means that's the 7 and that's the... No, I did that completely wrong. What I did wrong is I forgot to take the 2 out of there. But this is a 3, 5 pair. Because I can't, 3 and 5 are looking down, 3 and 5 are looking down. So this is a 3, 5 pair, which does make that the 7. But what I'd gone wrong with was putting in the 2. What this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Now these are all odd. And this is even. The 8 looks across, making this the 1 and this the 8. And now there's going to be more math to do. I can do math. I may not want to do math, but I can do math. Actually, I really can't do math that well. I'm not great at it. I'm also not great at scanning, apparently. Newsflash, BremSter bad at scanning. Sudoku world taken by storm. If that's taking you by storm, sorry, I can't help you. Actually, I did, hang on. These sum to 7, 3, 4. No, but these sum to 9. So this is a 1 and this is a 9. The 9 doesn't do anything, but it does take 1 out of there. How am I going on these arrows now? Have I resolved them all except for these two? So the only ones I haven't resolved are those, which is cool. The double arrows have done a really nice job. So this 136 is not resolved. The 28 is. This is not. What is I missing? What am I missing? It's going to be something to do with this, isn't it? This can't be 3 anymore, because 3 would make this 1, 2, and that would have no fill. So it's not 3. 4 would make this 1 and 3, which I can't do because it would break that. So this is 5 or 6. Well, where's 4 in this row? I can't put 4 in any of those. Well, I can't put 4 there is the big thing. Because 4 there would mean this is 1, 3. I couldn't put 4 there because of that. 4 can't go in those and 4 can't go in those. That's 4, which means this has to be the 3, and that's going to break everything open. There's no 3 here, but what's more important is not that that's odd, but the fact that this 3 looks across making this 5 and this 3. The 5 looks back making that 6, which means these have to sum to 6. Well, I can't go 2, 4, so I can take 2 out of them. This has to be the 5. This has to be the 1. These, by the way, are both odd. This is even. I actually knew that they had to be the same. No, I didn't. Yes, no. Let's not think about that, because I almost certainly would get it wrong. This is the 4, and this is the 2. This is even. This is not the 4. The 6 here makes this 9, which is odd. This is not the 9. This is, in fact, the 2, which is even. Now, the 9 looks across making this 6 and this 9. This becomes even and odd. This is now 6. The 2 looks up making this 8 and this 2. The 3 looks up making this 1, which makes this 6 and this 3. Now, this is odd and this is even. Now, I've got all of the evens here. So this is going to be the odd digit. This is going to be the even digit. And I can put in the 8 and the 5. And that is the correct solution to Bootstraps by rockratzero. And you can see it's called Bootstraps because you've got the straps that look like bootstraps. That is an incredibly cool puzzle. It took me, about 10 minutes to realize, wait a minute, parity. I need to use Parity to solve this. And once I'd started playing with Parity, the whole thing just started to work beautifully. But I needed to realize what sort of puzzle this was. And that can often be the trick. And I love those moments. Those moments, it's like, how? Huh? What am I? Oh, those oh wow moments are just, and they're what keeps me in puzzling sometimes. It's just absolutely beautiful. And after a rough day at work, that was a really cool puzzle. That was exactly what I needed. Thank you, rockratzero. Please join rockratzero and I in helping us make the donations, and it's just, yeah, we'll see how it all goes. Thank you everyone for watching, and as always, good luck with your solving.